Welcome back to another edition of Sessions at Overit. I'm your host, Greg Adela. Today I'm here with drummer Gregory, Nash, guitarist David Rockhour, and they're here to promote their new album, Baby. Gregory has recorded with many different musical types of bands over the years, such as Year Vamp, Sirsy, Soul Session, just to name a few. He's also had the opportunity to be on the same bill with a range of performers, including Aerosmith, Cheap Trick, Bon Jovi, Katy Perry, Blues Traveler, and Maroon 5. After years of backing great bands, Nash decided in 2013 to go into the studio to produce and perform his first solo effort, Baby. Nash enlisted some of his favorite musicians and friends to be part of Baby. His passion and genuine approach with this album comes through on each and every track. I am pleased to have with me here Gregory, Nash, and David Rockhour to promote Baby. Welcome, fellas. How's it going?
Very well.
All right, sounded good. So I caught the tail end of you guys rocking out and doing some singing. It sounded good. I know that music's been in your life, your entire life. How did that come about? You know, who was your inspiration toward that?
I grew up with three older brothers.
Yes.
Who grew up in the 70s. So, you know, they all had record collections, and some of my earliest memories are hearing, like, Aerosmith's first record.
Sure.
Or, you know, my brother would chase me around the house singing, "You can't always get what you want." I didn't know what that was until I heard it, you know what I mean, and realized it was a Stone song.
Right.
And my parents were constantly blasting Sinatra. You know, my mother's addicted to Sinatra and Purple and Coca-Cola.
Nice.
So it'd just be and really loud too. Like,
yeah.
I have a crib memory of a song called "Let Me Try Again" blasting out of my mother's room from Sinatra at the Garden.
That's very awesome.
So there was always music around, and you can blame a lot of it on Kiss too. You know.
Oh, really? We will.
I was one of the obsessed Kiss kids.
Is that right? You didn't
Yeah.
dress up. Come on, with all the makeup and boots. David, you and Gregory have collaborated on this album, and you also play guitar on this. Mm-hmm. What led you two to get together?
To make a long story short, a musician friend of ours asked me to do drum tracks on his solo record at David's house. So I went over, and he had this beautiful setup. We did the drum tracks, and they came out really well, and to the point where I was really shocked at how good they sounded, you know, the drums, and how, you know, Dave made them sound. He's a really talented guy. So that's kind of started my head spin. I'm like, if I can get good drum sounds, we can do everything else. Mm-hmm. So that's what kicked it off, and I spoke with Dave. He was all for it. Some of these songs have been in my head for 10, 15 years, and other ones were new. Mm-hmm. So I started coming over, and it was just him with a guitar and a piano, and me with my notebook and humming him melodies.
Yeah.
And he'd figure out the melody I was humming, and we'd take it from there. It literally went from, you know, these tiny little demos up to the full production.
But what I think is cool is, you know, the DIYs out there, that when you do that and you get it, even though it might fester in your head for 10 years, but when you get it out of your head, I think it opens up more doors of creativity to not only yourself but your fellow musicians. Mm-hmm. And I think you really, you know, grow in
DIY
musically.
nowadays is, I mean, there's so many people that can just do it in their basements, you know what I mean? So.
What is your strategy for marketing? This album, possibly in particular, but generally as a whole and as a team. Like, what is your strategy? What do you do that you think works and doesn't work in 2013? Other than, and let me just expound on that, is I'm a huge proponent of, it's no matter what, and I've had to, over 12 years, spent a lot of money advertising and stuff, and you have to spend to make money.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
the best is word of mouth. I've always found that, man, it really comes down to that, your brand and who's genuine, who's not. But
yeah, I mean, the first thing I tried to do is get reviews for the record, you know what I mean? And we were fortunate to have an old friend of mine, David Malakowski, gave me a really glowing review in Times Union.
Oh, sure, I read his stuff, yeah.
Garnered some interest, you know what I mean? Obviously, the internet now and social media is really good for getting word out. And playing, we do these acoustic gigs, like Caroline, Mother Judge does down at McGeary's.
Oh, sure, yeah. Down at
So
Tessa, I
it's a
love
good way,
Tessa, yeah.
even if we don't have the whole band, because it's kind of difficult to get all the guys together. Everyone's playing in different bands. Mm-hmm. Me and Dave will go out, and he'll just play acoustic, and I'll play a little percussion. and
Yeah.
do 3 or 4 songs, you know, and you always gain people that way. Like you said, word of mouth, and also, you know, leaning on friends and stuff like that
Yeah.
to help you out.
And I think that's really what it's all about. I mean, I really think that, you know, cream does rise to the top, and I think that, you know, you can always be on different levels within any business or the entertainment, but I think if the goal amongst artists is the same vision, I think that, you know, that's how it really works.
Yeah.
And only works, I think, in my mind. What is on tap for you guys next? When are you playing out? What is in the future? What's your shoe size? What? I don't know.
I'm actually, while we were wrapping this up, I was already thinking about the next one. You know what I mean? Because I'm
Yeah.
constantly getting ideas, and I kind of got the bug for it.
Cool.
Like, I call it Baby. It's named after.
Yeah, give me the name.
One
How
of the
did you
reasons
come-
is it's my first record. You
Yeah.
know, it's my baby.
It is
It's
your baby.
important to me.
It's cute.
It's a term of endearment.
Yeah, yeah.
That I've always used. I put my little sister on.
I see
The
that.
cover is a baby.
I went to school with her too.
Yeah,
She
absolutely.
graduated with my younger brother.
So I'd like to actually record more, and we don't have a gig on tap right now because
Cool.
I don't know, I'm moving to Nashville actually.
You know, you mentioned that at the
Yeah.
beginning of summer. Well, before we, you know, well, let's talk about that because, and you know, they don't have a gig lineup right now, and you know, but you know, make sure you visit them online. But what's going on with Nashville? Because when I haven't seen you in years, I see you twice this
I
year, and you had mentioned that because I think
I
you
have
said you had family down there.
I have family down
Yeah.
there that's gonna let me stay. They live, you know, right near downtown, and my uncle already has contacts lined up for me and things like that.
Sure.
I've been doing some reconnaissance, and I just want to, you know, try a different market.
Good
know,
for you.
And I'm obviously going to push this
Yeah.
and stuff. I already have it in a couple independent record stores down there.
Yep.
So it's kind of starting from scratch. You know, my phone's not going to be ringing like it is up here.
Right.
But I really want to try it.